Welcome to the Hidden London Hangouts this Christmas. My name's Alex Grunden. How you doing? I hope you're having a really nice time. Whatever you're celebrating, whoever you're celebrating it with, I hope that you're enjoying the festivities. We have a really special episode to mark Christmas today, and I think you're going to love it. I don't do this on my own. I've got three amazing people from the London Transport Museum to do this with me. First up, I've got to go Mummy Christmas. Laura Hilton-Brown, Merry Christmas to you. Are you having a nice time?
Oh, I'm so excited that you came to me first. I've just knocked a bauble off my tree. I'm just, crazy. I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
No, the only reason I came to it is because I've got mistletoe, and I just wondered whether you'd give me a little kiss.
Oh,
so cute. So cute. Sydney Holloway, Merry Christmas to you, babes. Can I have a kiss?
Thank you. Merry Christmas.
Oh, gorgeous stuff.
All
Chris
the way
Fix,
to you.
Merry Christmas to you, love.
Hi, Alex. I fear that we may be called jumper buddies from now on.
Do you know, I sit on a Zoom and I see all four of us in shop. There's two boys at the top, both wearing the same jumpers, and two girls at the bottom, and they're wearing fascinating, fabulous knitwear together. It is great. So the four of us are together for this festive period. I don't know why at Christmas I was speaking dull in hushed tones. Don't quite know why. I've got Alan Jones walking in the air in my ears. It's absolutely fantastic. And sadly, my glass isn't charged. Today, it's all about Christmas and wartime at Christmas and the sort of amazing stuff. This has blown my mind today, by the way, because I suddenly realised how Christmassy the London Underground and transport in general in London used to be. And today it's all about that. So Chris, first of all, I mean, when you look at the pictures of the time, we had Christmas trees in tube stations. This was amazing.
We did, but for a very specific reason. During the wartime, of course, morale was really important and a lot of people were sheltering on the tube. So if you go through our collection, you can find a good number of photos which show how people kept their spirits up. And Sidney and I had a delve through the archive and found some real beauties.
Sidney, what did you find when you were having a look through the ones that didn't make the grade? Because I know your city slideshows are now legendary. Which are the pictures that perhaps didn't make the grade that you still quite liked? Give us a little hunch as to what's in the system.
Well, there were quite a few that were clearly taken at the same time as some of the other ones, but they were just a little bit blurry and a little bit out of focus. And I thought that's probably because they were taken sort of, just try to capture the mood probably. And of course, with those old cameras, you wouldn't have had, the technology to not make it, shaky and all of that. So that kind of gives me a little bit of warmth, but it doesn't look as great on screen as it should. So those were the ones that I didn't select, but some beautiful ones that were shot at South Kensington and some other stations, and really give you a sense of sort of the festive spirit that the people that were sheltering on the platforms were in.
Oh, nice. I'm just sort of flicking through my phone here. And I'm just looking at the pictures that are out of focus, and they tend to be the ones quite late at night, strangely. Laura, before we look at the ones that were in tube stations, just talk us through what you've got on your tree, because it looks like you're not only by the Christmas tree, it looks like you're nesting in it.
Well, there was maybe before you changed to your lovely background here, you sit on the floor, don't you? So I was like, I'm going to do what Alex does. I'm already losing the feeling in my feet. My yoga crossed legs position is not very comfy right now, and I'm practically in my tree. So I'm kind of slightly regretting moving my background here. But I've got a little reindeer. Can you see him?
Oh, yeah, nice. By the way, there is no money in the world that would make me squat cross-legged on the floor again. I did one episode like that. Never, ever again. I must have moved position about 80 times.
Oh, I thought you did it like that all the time. So I was like, well, if Alex can do it, I can do it.
No, I'm going to start making stuff up now just to see if you'll follow it.
Yeah, normally I normally sit like Ronnie Corbett in a big chair that doesn't fit me. That's what I normally do.
Hang on, if I can, this is pretty impressive. This is my little boy's Lego train, complete with his own smoke and some Werther's Originals in there as well. So
is it Howard off Werther's Originals?
Choo choo. So he does a train track round the tree every year. And I hate the year that he's maybe going to be too old to do it, but I hope that he does it forever because it's a really nice little addition. And obviously I've got the little bauble that I knocked off in excitement before when you came to me instead of Chris. But yeah, I'm feeling very festive. Are you?
Yeah, I am. And it's funny enough, Chris, you'll love this. There was one night last week where I had a dream. It's probably after a lot of cheese and some wine, where I imagined there would be a train track going around the base of my Christmas tree, or one of them, and it had a 1959 Northern Line tube train on it. It's like, this has got really bad suddenly.
The thing is, Alex, in your dreams, and I can imagine it wouldn't be a model one, it would be a real one around an enormous tree.
I was sat at the back floating with a guard, I think, but it was all good fun. Anyway, Chris, show us a picture of a beautiful Christmas tree dressed by professionally fabulous London transport staff, and it would look so much better than the one I've got.
And there you go.
Lovely.
Oh, isn't that nice?
Beads. Are they beads? They look lovely.
I think as Sidney was saying before, the ones that tend to work really well are the ones where they've flash lit them. You can even see the shadow of the lady balanced on top of the ladder there on the left. But doesn't that look fabulous? Doesn't that really brighten up a tube station?
Gorgeous.
Yeah.
And just to say, by the way, I quite like the fact that the festive elf and safety didn't require them to have any kind of didn't require them to have anyone back watching them at the foot of the ladder.
No, God, yeah, exactly. We don't actually know what station that's at. We only, we can kind of surmise, but it's got a really interesting Mexican, or shall we say Aztecian arrow to the side there. I know. We got that in the last episode, but just down there, yeah, it's a downwards arrow, so it's quite interesting. So we don't really know where the Christmas tree one is shot. We do know it's from December 1940, so really in the height of the Blitz. And the other one where they're sort of putting Christmas presents into the sack. This one shot at St. James's Park, and they were gifts for shelterers or children sheltering on the underground. So it's so lovely that, you know, even though they were spending Christmas underground in horrible conditions, there was a little bit of festive cheer being spread all around.
I think it's beautiful. I've always been really I've always loved the vibe of London at Christmas, because London is such a busy place normally. Weird with COVID, it's been so quiet, but normally London's a really bustling place, and Christmas Day and Christmas Day particularly, is the only day that London falls quiet, and I always think it's quite a magical place. But also, London is such a big-hearted city at Christmas. It always looks so good, and people talk to each other, and they help each other out. And I remember years ago on the radio, there used to be, you know, when toys didn't come with batteries, there was a radio station in London that used to ring up, and you could get batteries from their reception area for kids who couldn't play with their toys. And I used to think all of these little things put together made London such a lovely, kindly place to be. I loved it. And just the sack, Santa's big sack there, just reminds you of how lovely Christmas is in London, doesn't it, Mr. Chris?
Well, it goes to show just how helpful and public-spirited London Transport was. You know, I'm not sure what that gentleman's day job was, but he's been enlisted as Santa's little helper. And for those
not so little.
For those wondering why it's at St. James Park, well, of course, that was the station which served the 55 Broadway head office. So it's quite logical that that was the distribution centre, I guess.
I was saying to a friend of mine actually the other day, he's got to the point where he's an uncle to a lot of his brother's children. And he said, you know, I'm going to become one of those grumpy uncles who always gives a book away at Christmas. And I said, well, when they get to a certain age, what you want to do is hollow out the pages and put a miniature in it. They'll love you forever. You'll be the most popular uncle ever.
A certain legal
wait a
age,
minute.
of course,
I'm an auntie, but my nieces and nephew are a little too young for that still.
That's what you want to do. Put a little miniature in there, babes. You'll be happy. You'll be the most popular auntie ever. What else have we got to look at, Chris?
My sister might kill me, but you know.
Well,
sorry, Joe, if you're watching.
Speaking of refreshments, and Joe's going to be checking all of your gifts very carefully from now on, City. But speaking of refreshments, our next one shows refreshments being prepared at a Fanta de Castilla.
Oh, get you and your Spanish. Look at that elephant and castle. Look at that. And there's a cooker going on. There's a couple of boilers. And they're serving tea during wartime for anyone who's sheltered on the platform. Christmas. Oh, there's decorations, Chris, as well. Look at that, Laura, honestly.
See, they've got mistletoe up by the look of it as well. But
yeah, I always
bit
keep
of
mine
holly.
fairly. I mean, I've got industrial quantities. I'm hopeful here. Laura, I mean, I don't know about you, but I couldn't work in a kitchen like that. I'm afraid there aren't enough ladles and things.
Enough ladles. Would that be your main issue?
got real issues.
I just think it's phenomenal that, you know, there was so many years that people went through Christmases, you know, during the war, and how, you know, morale was kept high, and how people, I mean, you know, there must have been really tough times as well. But what an amazing thing to have got through and kind of tried to keep your spirits high, you know. I mean, we've all had a tough year this year, and, you know, very different journeys for very different, you know, for very different reasons for people. And Christmas just seems to highlight, I think, what a year people have had, doesn't it? So you kind of try and cast your mind to this era and how tricky and how difficult it, you know, it really must have been, but they just got through it. They just kind of...
This photo was taken in 1944. So by this point, you know, the war was really starting to turn. There's other photos taken around this same time which have, you know, victory put in the background, despite the fact the war's not over. It's definitely turned. So yeah, I really think this photo was taken just at that point when people were starting to sort of look back at what they'd lived through. And by that point as well, they got used to being served tea out of a watering can.
Well, absolutely.
Exactly.
I do wonder if it was tea or whether it was gin. I did wonder that, whether there was something a little stronger in that tea. But it's interesting you talk about, you know, this year that we've all had, and you know, and I'm sure we'll talk about it later in the episode. But you know, it has been a really tough year for people with dealing with COVID and the uncertainty of it. But one of the few things that has kept me going, certainly the Hidden London Hangouts, and I know I share that view with you guys and some of our wonderful viewers and fans, but was also the fact that people who got through war got through a lot worse than we're going through at the moment. We're gutted that we can't go out. These guys had bombs raining down on them and still managed to keep a cheery face. You know, we just have to kind of stay strong.
Yeah, sorry, I wasn't trying to say like that, you know, what we're going through now is comparable to war, but you know what I mean? Like Christmas just seems to highlight what's happened kind of, in that year. And it just makes you look back on this time and just these people were so strong, like the inner strength to get through this and keep going and wait for that light at the end of the tunnel, and just the hope and just the, you know, the absolute, you know, courage and bravery just to get through this is phenomenal.
The thing was, when you were down there, though, Laura, you know, you would actually turn up occasionally and someone had dressed a lovely little stall for your cup of tea, didn't they, Chris?
Yeah. So check out this one. Can you imagine having the bed next to that? You could have breakfast in bed.
It was because you can have a cup of tea in bed. That'd be perfect.
Yeah, that's so lovely. And I like the whole, you know, the banner saying GR for, you know, George Rex, I guess. I know Latin. Don't worry about me. I know Latin.
It's beautiful, and I love the fact that we can provide people with a little education. By the way, can I just ask, guys? You'll know this. And anybody, what does the 66 mean up there on the top of the tunnel?
Do you know, I was quietly eyeing another number in the previous one and realising I'm not sure, but I'm sure we'll have people in the chat room rushing to tell us. Sydney, have you got any thoughts?
No, I saw a 96 before, so maybe, I don't know, maybe because it was over the canteen place that's been put up. Maybe it's you know, numbers of places, you know, canteen places on the underground.
Was it bed numbers?
I suppose, for dropping off on the tube refreshment specials. It could also just be station bingo, of course.
Yeah.
it couldn't be bed numbers, could it?
Possibly.
Don't know. St John's Wood is quite a long platform, and Elephant and Castle had 96, and that's the old CSLR platform, even though it's been converted. So I don't really know if they would have more than.
Don't know. Two platforms. I don't know whether you don't need a number of bed. I don't know. I'm just curious. I just saw the number. I thought, oh, that's.
I'm sure we'll get letters.
Yeah, I'm sure we will. And just to say as well, if you're watching Big Box Telly in the corner of the room, our very own delightful Chris Nix is on television this Christmas. Wartime Christmas is on Channel 5. And I just wanted to give you a little plug for that, Mr. Nix. And he's not the only one of our stars of the Hidden London Hangouts who will be on telly in the coming months. We'll tell you more about that next week. It'll be lovely. So get your pens out for that and we'll give you some details. Chris, I'm just looking at your backdrop. I'm seeing there's all that lovely illuminated greenery around your roundel. You're looking very Christmassy.
Well, you know, a couple of weeks back, Laura was intimating that I needed to be more Christmassy, so I just thought I should respond to it. I mean, even my Stroud mini cushion up there has got its own personal fairy light. So, you know, I hope I've pulled through, Laura. What do you think?
It's a very, very worthy response. I even like that you have candles burning. That is the little touch there that means
I have to get rid of the smell of old moquette in his room.
I'm just going to show how tough I am here.
They're electric.
Yeah, they might be electric.
Well,
I see.
Well,
it looks like he's put a battery in a bottle of Old Spice, didn't it? That's fantastic.
Well, I've only got one bauble in the entire house here, and this is a vintage one from America from the 1950s, and it's a little red apple.
Oh, that's lovely.
I believe you also have a unicorn one as well, don't you, Sydney?
I do, yes, but it's currently just hanging in the other room.
I love that. Well, you know, it's funny because I don't know about you, but this time of year I always end up feeling like the Christmas pudding. And the one thing I would say about this LT Museum jumper that I'm wearing, and which I have bought, by the way, is that it just gets bigger and bigger. So it stretches beautifully around my rather rotund form, which is wonderful. But interestingly, the London Transport Museum did manage its own brand of pudding, didn't it? Not
London Transport Museum. London Transport managed its own brand of pudding, and yes, it's one of the more eccentric things in our collection in our small objects store. And there you go. That is London Transport Executive Griffin Christmas pudding.
Can I ask?
4'6"? What is it? 4'6"?
4 and 6, I think.
Oh,
is the price.
Okay.
I mean, big.
Can I ask is the resident Icelander here?
Oh, yes.
What on earth is Christmas pudding? I mean, I have lived here for over a decade and I should know this.
Where do we start?
Honestly.
I'm
Good
sorry.
news, City. There's a
Every time
helpful
somebody
recipe.
said that, well, you know, for like 3 years when I first lived here, everyone's like, "Do you want to have pudding?" And I was like, "No, gross," because I just thought of those old royal puddings that you'd mix with like water or whatever.
No,
and I thought it was
Christmas
like an
pudding.
actual pudding.
Here's the deal, Sid. Christmas pudding. After the whole deal with Christmas dinner in Britain and wherever else you're serving is you have the biggest, fattest bird you've ever seen. Okay.
Yep.
The whole family goes into meltdown at panic at how you create this meal. It's a Sunday roast, guys. All you got to do is think Sunday roast. It's fine. This huge bird, shed loads of food, loads of booze turns up. You eat to the state of a pig, and then at the end of it, you have this high calorie. I mean, it's just so heavy. And then it's fruit and sweet stuff and sugar and flour, and you just basically boil this thing, and then if that wasn't enough, you pour cream all over it.
Okay, I like it. I'm into it.
If you're feeling particularly gluttonous, you could put brandy butter, cream, and custard on, like I do.
Well, it's basically, if you could get anything with your high calorie, you just put it on top of it, and then you just sit like a burst. You know, like those old Hoovers that had like a bag that blew up when you turned them on? You sit there feeling like that on Christmas Day. You're inflated with food, aren't you, Chris?
But do you do the flames on yours, guys?
No, it ruins the alcohol. No, it takes away the alcohol, so don't burn it off.
So, I mean, that's the other thing. You can see on the label here, it's got the listing of the ingredients, but it's missed out the fact that it will also have alcohol in it in order to preserve it, so that you could basically make it on Boxing Day and it would still be edible by the Christmas the following year, because there's so much booze. But these were made by the food production centre that supplied the canteens of London Transport, and they were sold to staff so that you could you could buy it from work and have it at home, save making your own. And as I say, it's one of the more eccentric items in our collection. Probably still edible, although we'll never try it. But this next photo shows how they were made in bulk, which I think is fantastic.
Wow.
As we say in Icelandic, many hands make work light, or light
We
work.
say that in Kentish Town as well.
Oh, do we?
We do. We say that. Look at the size of that, eh? They've all got their hands around it. Look at that.
I don't know about you guys, but I think the ratio of Christmas pudding mix to alcohol might be slightly off there. He's going to need more than one bottle to liven that up, isn't he?
Well, he's pouring sherry in there.
Yeah, look at their faces. They've not had any drink.
Oh no, dry organisation. Well, actually, it wasn't a dry organisation then, but it is now.
Not in 1971. That guy's had a swig of that before he started pouring.
Maybe.
That's sitting there with a mouthful of raisins and no booze. Blimey, I've been trying it. It's great. Terrible. Honestly, yeah, we are a dry organisation, so when we record or broadcast any of these, we don't drink, and it's terrible. We've all got withdrawals, frankly. It's awful. We have a competition because it's Boxing Day, and we want you to win some fabulous booty. Chris Nix and the girls have come up with a competition for you. Chris, it's to win. Well, Laura, let's talk about it really, because it's posters. You love our little posters, and we've got 2 to give away, haven't we?
It sounded like you were saying it's a competition
that,
to win Laura.
That's what I was going to say. I was like, oh, hang on a minute.
You might at least ask her first.
A day with Laura.
We're going to have, you basically can have Laura for a week, and what she can do, because she's Mummy Christmas, she can take away all of your Christmas decorations on the 6th of January. She'll probably give your house a bit of a spring clean and then go home. Is that all right?
Laura,
yes.
I'd look at the fine print here and say no.
To be clear,
in terms of the posters, I think that if people have seen the poster episode, they may remember that one of the favourites Siddy chose was a beautiful poster, and one of the pictures that I chose, there we go, there they are, side by side. These were 2 of our favourites, weren't they? For many reasons.
They're beautiful.
And the competition is not to win Laura, it is to win a pair of these lovely 30 by 40 panel posters from our shop, Brightest London, and It's Warmer Down Below. And we have a question for you, which can be found in the poster episode. When Laura was selecting Brightest London as her favourite, and was saying just how bright and zingy it was as a poster, I said that it's because of the poster paint that's used, and I mentioned the name of it. So the question is, what is the name of the poster paint used on that poster?
I love this. So you need to rewatch the poster episode in order to get the word. I'm allowed to even give the first letter of what it starts with.
No.
It's Christmas. It's Christmas.
Well, I think Chris has already given the hint by saying it was when Laura talked about Brightest London. So, you know, if you don't want to rewatch the whole thing, you watched it the first time, you can go back and just scoot on until we get to Brightest London. But can't give you any more than that.
Do you know what, dear fans? I try my hardest, and they are hard-hearted people, even at Christmas. This is all I'm saying. So watch the episode again. When you see that wonderful episode with a bit of the escalator, you'll hear a word, the type of paint, all right? All the terms and conditions are down below. Don't forget, keep an eye on the expiry date, because I know people watch these all the time. There is a closing date on this, and it's just below on this film, so make sure that you pay attention to that. But there are 2 gorgeous posters to win, courtesy of the London Transport Museum. Now listen, team, it's Boxing Day. We have had some amazing gifts sent by members of our Legion, people who are just watching and loving what we do. And I know, Laura, you can't make it because, frankly, you've got to reset your baubles. But I think Chris and Siddy, would you join hands with me in the magic of TV and meet me at the museum?
Definitely.
Oh, I would
Happy to.
absolutely love to.
Right, okay. So all you need to do is put your arms out like this. No, you don't. We'll be back.
Oh, I got really excited.
I was already doing it.
So put your hands out, Sid. love this. Chris, are your hands out?
Yeah, they are. Yep, yep.
Laura, put your hands away, love. Don't touch that. See you at the museum.
Oh,
Right, and
wow.
here we are. Look at this. You've changed clothes.
Oh
on
my
your
goodness,
magic
it's
carpet.
got bleached in the
What's
wash
happened?
on the way.
What's happened to my hair?
Your
It's
hair's
been
up,
pulled up.
and I've
Oh,
aged 30 years. It's amazing. Isn't that
Time
wonderful?
travel's a dangerous thing, clearly.
It's great. 2 roundels, a theatre full of moquette. This has got to be a Hidden London hangout. Laura is still in her beautiful little manger, I think, her Christmas manger. You're right there, love.
I'm doing all right, guys. Missing you.
Don't worry, you're missing nothing so far, but it's about to get exciting because thanks to you guys, John Hiscock, Podgy Asthmatic, thank you so much for sending us something to the museum. It's not arrived just yet, but we'll get it straight after Christmas and we'll open it together. It'd be lovely. We have had some other gifts as well, which are really, really cool. In fact, this one is from our viewer Samantha, guys, if you just had to have a look at that.
Wow. Are we allowed to open?
Yeah,
now?
absolutely.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Open away.
And this is from the same Samantha to me, and I think I know what this is. I'm very excited.
I hope you
about
haven't
this.
been peeking.
No, but I think I
Good.
know what it is because do you know Samantha who made the amazing Way Out cartoons
Way out
on the wall?
cartouche, yeah.
She also has a cat called Honeysuckle, and I said how beautiful the cat was. So look, I've got the 2021 Honeysuckle calendar.
We can use it to plan season 3
Oh,
rather than
wow.
the back
Great.
of that fag packet.
Yeah,
we're gonna
yeah.
use.
When I stop smoking, that'd be
So
fantastic.
this is
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
a box which says very fragile, open carefully.
Very excited
It
about
doesn't
this.
say
aren't you?
Kafili, does it?
Philly, no.
It's in
Need a-
Welsh.
Yes, I need a
Look at that.
Straight in.
Inspector
Don't do this at
Gadget.
home,
There you
kids.
go.
Inspector Gadget's always here to the rescue.
What a beautiful box.
Wow. So we've got Laura, a card for you,
Thank you.
card for me. Oh, this is so lovely, Samantha. Thank you. Card for you, Mr. Nix.
Oh, thank you.
Card for you, Mr. Brandon. And what have we got here?
Look at her writing. Beautiful writing.
Stunning
I love
writing.
writing.
Well, she was so neat with the
Wow.
cartouche.
Yeah.
This is something else. Gosh.
Oh, look at that. Personalised cards with
Oh, my
Honeysuckle the cat.
word.
This is so cool.
That
Oh, wow.
that is tremendous.
Oh, wow.
You've
Thank
got one
you,
of these as
Samantha.
well, Law. It's gorgeous. A lovely, lovely.
So
It was
these
so.
are all for all of us. So here we go.
It's rather nice.
Chris,
Should we open it now?
Siddy, and Laura, I've got yours here.
Thank
This is so
you.
exciting.
We should open.
Yeah, too right.
It's
Oh my goodness!
exciting.
Look at this. There's another layer.
Gosh,
Oh.
Sam.
Oh, what's this?
You do all look like it's Christmas Day. It's really sweet. I'm loving it.
Amazing. It's amazing. Oh, I don't want to break it. It looks so fragile and beautiful. Hang on, what is it? This is very exciting. Oh, look at that. I've got a
Oh,
stirrer,
my
Hidden
word.
London stirrer.
Oh my God, for Chris's cocktail party.
Yeah.
Oh,
you
cherries
did
now.
the cherry cocktail
This is
party
amazing.
with
This is-
Brewmasters.
And this is a joke that's been going on for several episodes now. That
Look at
Chris
that.
Nix is going to engrave cherries for his cocktail party.
Fantastic.
And that is lovely. What do you think
And
of that, Laura?
handmade. Look at that.
I absolutely love it. Thank you
I
so
do.
much, Samantha.
That's so thoughtful.
Thank
no,
you.
Matthew,
Oh, amazing.
We love
It's
that.
just like Christmas. And then this, guys, is from me. And it's a bit of a thank you. So, Laura, you've got one as well.
Thank
Okay,
you. I'm
this is
so
what it looks
sorry
like
I
for you.
can't be there. Oh my goodness, that's very well wrapped, Grundon.
Isn't that big? Before you open it, I want to tell you the story of it. Okay, so this is for you, Siddy. Just have a look at that. And Chris, this is for you.
Thank
You
you.
have all got the same, by the way. But I spent a little bit of time in the wonderful company of the amazing Wallace and Sewell, Harriet Wallace and Emma Sewell. And for a start, the ribbon that's on all of your little cases is from
Thank you,
their
Christopher.
offcuts of their amazing woven
Oh my
fabric. Okay, so this is the original.
Wow.
So please don't throw out the ribbons because they're worth a lot of money.
Duh.
Hair ribbon.
But then inside, crack them open and
Yeah.
see what you think. Because Laura,
Oh,
you're
am I
going to
gonna
love
cry?
this. You are going to love this, and I think this just hopefully sums up what my gratitude to you three for Series 1 and 2 of the Hidden London
I'm
Hangouts.
already tearing
No,
up.
don't
I've
get
got little
teary.
butterflies in
Just
my
like
tummy.
I always cry at Christmas.
It's so neat as well with their ribbon opening as well. This is great. And these are made and well, I'll tell you the story in a minute.
Wait, Chris, wait.
Oh, there's going to be a
Wait,
double
we're gonna do
reveal.
Double reveal.
This is so cool. Proper Christmas.
Sorry.
I'm surprised at this point to find out I'm a quicker present unwrapper than
Yeah.
Sidi.
Yeah, you did well.
Are you ready?
Wow.
2, 3.
Oh my word.
And what they are,
Oh,
Laura, is it's
look.
the 3 colourways of the London Transport Barman fabric, and the
look at the
frame
bottom.
is signed by Harriet and Emma. So,
That's
That's
so sweet.
insane,
Thank you.
Mr.
so what
Grundon.
you've got, so those bits of card had to go down to Dorset and back. And earlier today, I had to spend time in their studio with me and Emma actually
That's just
framing that fabric up. So you've got the original blue barman, you've got the Bakerloo barman and the Piccadilly line barman in the framed
That is
photograph. And I just
stunning.
wanted to
Thank you.
say thank you
Oh my
to you guys
goodness.
for everything
If it
that we've
wasn't
been
COVID, I
through.
would
I know,
kiss you.
but I hope you like it.
Oh
I
my
think that's
goodness,
kind of the
that's
epitome
so
of.
thoughtful. Thank you
It's
so
all right, my
much.
pleasure.
That's very, very sweet indeed. And
I'm,
thank you.
I'm
for-
throwing you a massive
Emma.
virtual hug here right
Love
now.
you. And yours is waiting for you, all right?
Now, Laura,
Yeah.
Stunning.
my gift will be on its way to you via courier, but I'm afraid we're going to spoil the surprise because
No, that's fine.
Oh, this is good.
I'm genuinely excited watching you all open them. It's lovely.
Very, very much. Oh, this is heavy.
Yeah.
Oh, these are heavy. Be careful if they're posted to you.
They're probably like weights.
When yours arrives, Laura, it's going to be in a very big protective box.
Okay.
Right, okay. Hope you didn't hear that on the show.
Are
Right,
you being naughty,
ready?
Grundon?
let's do it. Oh,
Now, if you unwrap the bubble wrap,
now,
It's a metropolitan elixir.
hold on a minute.
now this is a drink with reviving properties, made with the finest sloes on a secret
Oh
location
my
on
god.
the former Metropolitan
There you go,
line.
baby. Look at
Yeah,
that.
hold up so I can see. Oh,
There you go, baby. Can you
look.
see? So
Oh
this
You
is
my
guys
God,
are
this
so
is-
thoughtful.
absolutely gorgeous.
This is next
is good,
level
I might need that elixir on the way home
stuff.
tonight.
Not
On my
on cheap.
sleigh.
This,
On my
this has
sleigh.
caused some fantastic memories, and I'm sure will cause many more.
And many forgetful nights and forgettable mornings. With
Yeah,
It's
well,
gorgeous. Look at that.
Laura and I've got some presents for you guys, but they are in transit because Laura's not with us today. So you might have to do it in the new year, and maybe you'll get some little treats from another country. Who knows?
Wow. And of course, Podgy's.
And Podgy's,
gift
of course.
as well.
Yeah, John.
So thank you.
We will open your gift with Laura's and mine, hopefully. So
I'm gonna sit at home and open my Metropolitan liqueur and stir it with Samantha's stirrer whilst looking
Pour it
at
all
my
over my
lovely
painting.
moquette picture. It's literally a picture of heaven, isn't it? That.
It's been good. Laura, just
Thanks,
while you're
everyone.
here, no, listen, Merry Christmas and thank you for just being you.
That's just
Laura, while we're all gathered for Christmas, your thoughts on the year gone by, Hidden London Hangouts and COVID and everything else?
Oh, how long have I got? Can I ramble on for ages?
30 seconds.
You want the technical answer?
Chris likes doing a little a timer on us, doesn't he? Oh gosh, so when this all first started, it was supposed to be a podcast, and we were kind of just getting it ready, weren't we, guys? We kind of knew what we wanted to do, and then COVID just struck and kind of wiped all those ideas out. And Chris just said, let's do it, guys. Let's just put this on YouTube and get it going. And we were all super nervous and super, apart from you, Alex, because you are a seasoned professional, like super new at doing this kind of thing. And I just think that it's been a massive journey. We all kind of have our own little niches and bits that we like doing, but I think that I've got like 3 fantastic friends in you guys, and I think a huge thank you from the bottom of my heart to all of our viewers, whether it's kind of somebody who's just dipped in and seen a few, to the crew that are with us every Saturday, with some amazing chat as well. I just wouldn't ever have thought that this would have come out of such a kind of gloomy situation. So it's a huge silver lining, and I've really enjoyed it. I just wish I could be downing my bottle of liqueur now as well for welcoming and Christmas. But...
You mean
Elixir.
Oh, am I saying liqueur? Sorry. Elixir.
But that's just that's the Icelandic word I taught you for elixir, right?
Yeah.
I've got to say, I echo Laura's thoughts. We never expected this. And I think one of the things I'm most grateful for is the fact that we've put this out there and we've found this tribe of people that love this subject, that like our dynamic, that always, you know, sending us messages and sending us suggestions and sending us beautiful gifts that they made themselves. It's just like, I don't know, in this year has really highlighted to me the importance of community and how important it is to be connected to people when you can't see them, you know, in any way that you can. So thank you so much for joining us in this community. And I think it's meant the world to me.
What about you, Chris?
Well, if one good thing has come out of this terrible situation, it is that we created this. Thanks for going with the idea and taking the brave pill at the start. And thanks to everybody who's joined us along the way. And it's just amazing to think that this didn't exist last year, and now it does. And it's helped us get through the situation. I really hope it's helped you as well.
Totally. You just said it absolutely as I was going to say it. I really hope that what you have done for us, and that's helped us get through this ridiculous year, is exactly what we've done for you, and that's get through this ridiculous year. Because when this all began, I think we were all quite nervous about how long it was all going to go on for. If anybody had told us we'd still be in lockdown at Christmas, we probably would have gone a little mad. But here we are, and we've just got to get on with it. And it's certainly a lot easier with you three in my life. And it's certainly wonderful for us to have you guys coming along for the ride as well. Next week, we're going to do something equally fantastic. But as always, it's Christmas. You can binge watch all of the previous episodes if you want to go back. There's 2 series now of great content that you can watch at your leisure over this Christmas period, because let's face it, no one's really going out and there's not much on television. So enjoy us on YouTube. And then you can also find us on Instagram. If you've never been on Instagram before, download the app, find us, Chris Nix, City Holloway, Hidden London Law, and me, Alex Grundon, and also tip a bit of a like to the LT Museum as well. Also on YouTube, make sure that you subscribe, like, and comment below. And next Saturday, find us again right here, possibly not here in this beautiful theatre at the London Transport Museum, but we will be here 6 o'clock next Saturday with more Hidden London Hangouts. So from all of us, have yourself a great day, a very Merry Christmas, and stay safe.
Merry Christmas!
Merry Christmas!
And a
Merry
Happy New Year.
Christmas! Woo, woo.